Okay, don't turn this video off just because you see me working on a Buick car. This video has to do with a lot of GM vehicles. We got a P0102, which is the mass airflow sensor, low voltage. And what had happened to this car was they had gotten a rodent up in there. It had eaten the wires. They took it to another shop, had these wires fixed back like this. Which is fine. Everything's working fine now, but they just had a couple of the wires crossed up. But I've been waiting on one of these to come in that was coding this because I wanted to shoot a video and show you what happens and how you can find out that this has something to do with the transmission. Their complaint was the transmission was shifting hard. The car was running fine, driving fine, everything, but they just couldn't get rid of that harsh shift. So when I brought the codes up, you can see that the transaxle code has one code to it. So let's read the code here and let's see what this says. Now, if you've got an OBD2 scanner, you're not going to have this capability. More than likely, if it's just one of the little handheld, you're going to have to go to someone that has a little better scan tool. But you can see under the transaxle code, we've got the same code as we do in the engine control module right here. Let me wait for this thing to load up, but what that means when you see that, where you have the same code popping up in multiple modules, is they have linked this system together to where the mass airflow sensor is going to cause your transmission to shift hard until you get the mass airflow sensor code taken care of. So when you think that your mass airflow sensor has nothing to do with your transmission, but it does. It has a lot to do with your transmission, especially on the later model vehicles. They want to get these mass airflow sensors fixed just as soon as there's a problem. A few months ago, I had a guy come in. He had a Chevy pickup truck, and he had reached down in beside of the engine, and he had unplugged his mass airflow sensor, and it was causing his truck to shift hard, but it ran fine. It was just shifting really hard. So if you got a harsh shift and you're getting a mass airflow sensor, you might want to look at your mass airflow sensor and make sure that you don't have a wiring problem, or maybe you just got a bad sensor that's shorted out. Anytime that you have a wiring problem like this, always check your fuses first, because once these wires are chewed up like this, if they touch, they could short out, they could blow a fuse. You do all this wiring back, you do everything, fix everything back, and then you say, well, I'm still getting a mass airflow sensor code. Well, you didn't change your fuse or check your fuse. Your fuse was going to blow if it crosses over, touches a ground. So always check your fuses on a wiring problem. The customer paid to have this fixed like this, so I'm just going to tape this up and leave it alone. Everything's working good on it. Like I said, they had just crossed a couple of wires over. They wasn't for sure where they went. And I went and got some data on that and got those wires straightened out where they're supposed to go. This car shifts and works great. But I just wanted to show you how these codes would come up together. If you see a engine code and a transmission control module, then you know that that code is linked to that transmission's operation, and you're going to have to get that fixed before you'll get the transmission to shift right. That's the way they're designed now, and that's what we have to deal with. But anyway, I wanted to share this with you, and I hope it helps you. Please subscribe, and we'll keep videos coming.